The final and spicy dish that we're going to prepare for our midweek romantic dinner is cinnamon mousse. Cinnamon is the bark, actually it's peeled off of the shoots of an evergreen tree from Asia. It's picked off during the rainy season when the sap is rising, and presumably it's dried during the dry season, and at which point it curls up. Sri Lanka, from those areas of the world, you can get that. There's a second type of cinnamon called cassia, which is Chinese cinnamon, which is a little bit darker in color, a darker, redder color than the true cinnamon, which is a light tan color. However, in Chinese lore, the darker Chinese cinnamon is a sexual tonic. The great thing about this recipe is you can make an infinite number of desserts with the same basic recipe. Instead of cinnamon, you can put nutmeg, say it's around the holidays. You could put liqueurs, any kind of a fruit puree, citrus, whatever you want, using the same basic recipe. And in order to do this, let me just put this over a bain-marie. We need to take a little water and gelatin. Just your plain old ordinary gelatin, and this will keep the mousse together and hold any other ingredient that you put in there, be it cinnamon or an orange liqueur or any other kind of flavoring. You can also make this a little bit ahead. Keep it in the refrigerator till you're ready to go. You want to let that gelatin sit in the water a little bit to soften and make sure it melts. Then after, we're going to use a sweetener. Good old honey again. There's nothing wrong with a little sugar, but from a nutritional point of view, it's not the best way to go. Try to use, in this case, a neutral type of honey, nothing that's has too much flavor. On the other hand, sometimes the flavor, accents it. Sometimes it takes away a little bit from the cinnamon, but it's something that you can play with and experiment with. And you can always rub a little honey here and there, and, long as this is well melted and mixed, this is the essential that you want to do. We'll put that over here. Then I'm going to take the cinnamon. In Roman times, cinnamon was worth its weight in gold. It was one of the oldest spices traded by man over the old land routes. As a matter of fact, our old friend Emperor Nero, after doing in his empress, made amends for it by, on her funeral pyre, burning a year's production in cinnamon, which was worth its weight in gold. So he was trying to atone. I mean, he wasn't such a bad guy after all, right? We're going to put our cinnamon. Now, if you can and you have a little spice grinder at home, grind your own cinnamon. It has much more flavor. Pre-ground is nice, it's convenient, but it doesn't always have the same flavor. So we're going to put our cinnamon in here and get that working. And then I'm going to put a pinch of salt. In the mousse, and in a lot of desserts, a little pinch of salt. Sea salt naturally brings out the flavor just a little bit better. Okay. And then I'm going to put in just a tad of vanilla extract right here. And then, of course, the most important ingredient, you thought it was cinnamon. No, of course not, it's rum. Why are they laughing? Look. All right, now, you don't want to put the syrup, the cinnamon syrup, into your heavy cream if it's too hot. So I have a bowl of ice here, ice water conveniently located. The other thing you could do is make like a rum drink, a nice tall rum drink, and put that in to there, and that would cool it off right away. Now there's an excuse to make a pina colada or something. Actually, the coconut might go well, a nice flavor for you. All right, now on with this. We have our cinnamon and rum pina colada, whatever, syrup, and we're going to put it into the, actually, it might even be better to take a little bit of that just to cool it down and put it in there first rather than pouring it, and then we will pour it into the heavy whipping cream. Now, when you go to the grocery store and buy heavy whipping cream and take it home and whip it, sometimes you're a little disappointed because it doesn't really stand up very well. An easy way to make sure your heavy whipping cream is going to whip is to take it and put it in the freezer for about an hour. Put the bowl also that you're going to whip it in, and by giving it an hour or so in the freezer, it almost invariably whips up. It works out. There are also some higher grade heavy whipping creams which you can also find on the market, and that tends to be less of a problem. Okay, now put that over here, and here we have our cinnamon mousse, right here. We better taste it to make sure there's enough rum. Why worry about the cinnamon, right? You know, it doesn't quite have enough rum. All right, I won't taste it again. You've seen that. Put a little more rum in here. Chill it down. And then, let's see, let's put it in the refrigerator. And out of the refrigerator, we happen to have some. This is TV, folks. In the pastry bag. I'm going to take a small, stemware would be good. An espresso cup is a nice little container to put our mousse in. We will put our mousse in here. And take a cinnamon stick right here. We'll take a little rum and put it on top. And voila.